you guys, welcome to my channel, Keeping Up with Soraya. For many of you who don't know, my name is Soraya. I'm 23 years old and I do live in Nashville, Tennessee. Basically, some people may know I did have a YouTube channel before, but it recently got deleted. And I think I just kind of took that as my sign to start a new YouTube channel. I wasn't really active on that one anyway. And I just feel like now I'm in a better headspace and in a better point in life to do YouTube and to commit to YouTube. So that is me. And yeah, so I'm starting the first video off with a Q&A. This channel mostly is going to be vlogs, beauty, me traveling if I travel, like anything revolving me, nobody else, just me on this channel. And yeah, I'm just going to take you guys along for my life. So enjoy the ride. First video is a Q&A. So I already said my name, my age, and basically why I'm doing YouTube is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a content creator. I got into TikTok for a minute, but the main focus has always been YouTube, so I'm just going down that path, and yeah, I'm just gonna do it because you just have to do it. If that's anything that I've learned, you just have to do it. So the first question I'm gonna answer is, these questions, basically I made them up, but these are questions also that I've seen like along the years, like whether it be on my TikTok, my Instagram. I've seen people ask me these questions and I just haven't answered them publicly. So I'm just gonna make a YouTube video to introduce myself and also to answer these questions that I feel like people have asked and that have lingered and that I just have not answered. The first question is, why did I move to Tennessee? I moved to Tennessee. I get this question all the time. When I was 16 years old, I lived in New York at first, then I moved to New Jersey, and then from Jersey, I moved to Tennessee. I was 16 years old, and basically my mom just had family over here, and I guess she just wanted to start over. And yeah, so I was 16. I was just about to start high school, ended up moving to Tennessee, and I started high school here in Tennessee. So yeah, that's why I moved. The second question is, why didn't I finish college? Dropout. So basically, I graduated 2020 COVID year of high school. I did school all these years to wind up graduating in 2020 when COVID was happening. I didn't have a prom. A lot of people ask me that. I didn't have a prom. We didn't have a regular ceremony for graduation. We had a drive-through graduation. So honestly, everything got so messed up, and I'm still so upset about it to this day. Like, it literally crushes my soul because I'm just like, I really can't even believe it. And I feel like that point in my life was kind of like it was a blur, I guess you could say. Like, I guess I could describe it as like a blur. Like, it's a part of my life where I just feel like I was so blindsided, and it was because like life was just so normal. Like, you know, it was so normal at one point, and then all of a sudden it was just like we were now dealing with this COVID, and it was horrible. I lost my grandma that same year, like 2020, right when I was gonna graduate high school. She was supposed to come for my graduation. She didn't wind up making it. So yeah, 2020 was just a blur for me. I try not to remember 2020, honestly. When 2020 happened, I graduated high school. And then we were still applying to colleges. Like, the school I was in, we were still applying to different colleges. We were still going. Everybody was still kind of planning to go to college. Like, we were still planning to go right away. I winded up going to Austin Peay State University. It's in Tennessee. And when I applied, they were like, everything was gonna be normal. Like, there were gonna not really be any online classes. Everything would be open. So I was fine with that. Whenever that happened, I was like, okay, well, if I'm still gonna get this, the same college experience, I'll go right now. I'll go, because I did want to go to college. I wanted to major in criminal justice. That's what I was majoring in. I did go to Austin Peay. I was there. As soon as I got there, I had no roommate. I was supposed to have a roommate. My roommate winded up not coming. And then all my classes were online. I was stuck in my dorm room all the time, 24/7. There was no social interaction. Everything was closed. Like, it was it was the most blur experience, I guess I could ever say. And I was sad. Like, I was sad. I was constantly in my room because there was nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. It was truly just like an out of body experience. I can that's how best I can put it. And I told my mom, I was just like, I can't. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't. Like, I'm gonna fail. Like, I was like, I can't do this. Like, it wasn't getting any better. I had one in-person class, one, and that was like English, and everything else was in my room, in my room, in my room. And at that point, when I had first went to college, I didn't have a car either at that point. So I made friends, you know, I still got out, but it wasn't like having my own car and being able to just like leave and like at any point. I was 3 hours away from home, like 3.5, I guess. And I just couldn't, because I'm not an online learner like that. I can't take every single class online. Like, that just wasn't me. So that is the reason I winded up leaving. And I did want to go back, but that just, I guess, was not in the cards for me. I didn't ever go back. After I left, I kind of just started working, and that was kind of it. I didn't know specifically what I wanted to do in criminal justice, but that's another thing. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a paramedic for a really long time. I still do, and that's something I have in the works as we speak. But yeah, that was just a rough time for me, and like I say, it just is literally like a blur to me. Everything during that 2020 time, with my grandma just not being here anymore, everything was a blur, and that's the most realist answer I can give on that. And yeah, so I moved out. This happened recently. I'm 23 and I moved out at 22. So I've only been moved out of my mom's house for a year. I was with her this whole time. There just wasn't really any reason for me to leave. I did want to at like 2021, but I never did because I needed money saved up, to be real. And yeah, so that's just, yeah. So I just moved out last year, got my own apartment. I did have a roommate. That's another story for another day. That situation ended up so crazy. But yeah, so I did move out at 22. What happened to flight attendant school? A lot of people have asked me this on TikTok. I got a lot of questions about this because I did make that journey so public. Going to flight attendant school when I was like, I think 21, I guess you could say 21. I started applying. At that point, I wanted something so different. I wanted to do something so different. I just wanted to do something that I feel like now was my time. 21 was my time to do what I wanted to do, whatever I wanted to do. I was still living at home, so I was like, I'm gonna go to flight attendant school. I'm gonna be a flight attendant. I'm gonna go travel the world. And yeah, that was my plan. I winded up going. I studied, so I applied, I got in, had to get my passport, had to get everything. It was like 4 weeks for me to be able to, go. I had to study this thick packet, like so thick. I'm not even playing. You had to study the whole thing. You had to memorize every state, like everything you could think of in there. You had to study. You had to remember. Went to flight attendant school in Dallas. So in Dallas, Texas, went to flight attendant school. 2 weeks, I was there like 2 weeks in, we got our assignment of where we were gonna go. And mine, I don't remember if it was Chicago or, I honestly can't remember, but it was somewhere very far that I was gonna be based at. When we first started, we were told that like we were gonna be able to pick, but we would get ranked on, you wouldn't get your first, second, or third choice, basically. There was still a chance of you getting somewhere very far. And at that point, I was like, well, at that point, I don't think a lot of people realize that, like, when you go to flight attendant school, like, you basically have to have money, a lot of money saved up, because when you first start, you're starting from the lowest. You're starting from the lowest tier, and you have to work your way all the way up. And, you're not getting paid a lot at first at all. And honestly, once I found out that I was going to be based in Chicago, I don't know if it was Chicago, Las Vegas, I don't know, one of those. And once I found that out, I honestly was like, yeah, this is not going to work for me. Because I knew that, like, that was already my first sign of knowing that it wasn't going to work. I was like, all right, I tried to do something different. I thought I could be based in, like, Atlanta, but Atlanta was, like, their busiest one and where everybody wanted to be based at. And, you know, that just wasn't in the cards for me. I didn't get based there. I didn't get based anywhere close to Tennessee, basically. And I couldn't just bring everything and move, you know? Like, it just wasn't going to work. So that is basically, that is, like, the main reason why I didn't end up going. We had like 13 choices to pick from, and I didn't think I would get my 13th choice, and I did. So I got the lowest of the lows, the bottom choice, and yeah, I just knew that that wasn't something that I could commit to nor do, so I came back. Do I have a boyfriend? That's another question that I get, but if you honestly have me on Instagram, you know, which my Instagram is XO_foreign. And basically, yeah, I do now. We've been together for about 2 years, so yeah, I'm very happy. But I won't like go that into it because I don't want this channel to be about anything else besides me. But yeah, I do. What motivates me? At this point, I'm 23 and I'm still so young, and I know I still have so much that I want to do and still am gonna do. Content creation has been my number one goal. Like, I do want to do that. I think it's just been all about how I'm, like, getting motivated, because it's so easy for people to say it. Content creation is so easy and it's so this, but in reality, it's so hard. Especially when you start from zero. When you start from zero and you don't start from already having a platform or doing something that, you know, goes viral. Like, it's very hard. So I think what just motivates me is that I'm still so young and I still can do so much. I just have to put my mind to it, and I just have to keep telling myself manifestation. I just have to keep telling myself that I can do this and I will do this and I will get through this, you know, like, and that's all. Me, myself, that's what motivates me. Me, myself, and I. This is what motivates me every day, to just become a better version of myself and to just keep on going, because I know that I will make it. I just have to keep saying that to myself, and that, I think, is the biggest thing that motivates me, especially having going through, like, my college experience and then my flight attendant experience. Like, it's just, I feel like God did everything for a reason. I feel like I ended up in this position where I am now for a reason, and I know I've always wanted to do content creation. All my obstacles and everything that I went through has led me to this point, so I very truly do believe that content creation is what I'm supposed to be doing. Do I want to travel? I really want to travel. This is a good one. I really want to travel to Dubai, and I really want to travel to Turks and Caicos. Ship with God. I do have one with him. I do. I feel like when I was younger, you know, I kind of got forced to go to church, you know, because when you're young, you don't just fall in love with the church like when you're young. I mean, maybe I'm just speaking from my experience, I guess. I didn't feel like I was forced. I was forced to sing in a choir, like, you know, didn't really, you know, at that point, wasn't really fond of it. And then I feel like once I got older, 16, 17, 18, you know, once I hit high school, I feel like I started wanting to know God more, because, you know, you're kind of becoming an adult at that point. And I feel like I kind of wanted to know him more, wanted to know about him, wanted to know a lot of things, you know, and that's when I started getting interested. I started wanting to go to church. I started wanting to read the Bible. So I feel like I do have a really great relationship with God. I talk to him on a daily, especially after my grandma died. I questioned so much why. And I know, like, being in that position when you lose someone, you're questioning everything. Like, why? And I feel like I questioned him so much. And like I said, when I went to flight attendant school, when I went to college, I was just questioning him, like, why me? Why my class of 2020? Why? Just everything was just a why. It was just an unknown at that point. And I feel like now that I've grown so much and I've done so much. I'm just such in a place where like I'm at peace, you know? And I know that everything happens, like I said, everything happens for a reason, and I know that I'm on the right path. And whatever I want to do in life, I know I can do it. So I think that is pretty much my relationship where I am with him now. And how many siblings? I'm going to end it off here. I have a younger brother, a younger sister, and I'm the oldest, so 2 siblings. Me and my mom still have a great relationship, very close. And yeah, I think that's my dad. Me and my dad do not have a close relationship, honestly. That's something I'll probably get into, but not on this video. But yeah, my immediate family, I am still very close to everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, especially if you watched all the way through. I am so excited about my YouTube journey, and I am so excited to throw out content and just be there, living in the moment, documenting everything, because I think at this point that's what's so important to me is my memories, and if I can share with the world, I will. So yeah, just stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned, subscribe. Well, follow me on TikTok. My TikTok is Riahxo with a 0. I'll put it on the screen here. My Instagram is XO_foreign with 2 N's. So make sure you subscribe to me, subscribe to my YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will be back next week with another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.